bike week. I used to go to Myrtle Beach for bike week. I love motorcycles, okay? And so I would go down to, Myrtle Beach for bike week. Still haven't been to Miami for bike week, just Myrtle Beach. The only reason why I ended up in Myrtle Beach was because my cousin was going down there to follow her boyfriend, because her boyfriend was going down there for bike week, and she ain't want him to go down there with his cousin. And his cousin was like a player, you know what I'm saying? And she knew that if her boyfriend went down there by himself, that he would be fucking mad hoes. So she convinced me to go half on a rental car with her to drive to Myrtle Beach from Atlanta. So we get to Myrtle Beach from Atlanta, and I'm telling you, for some reason, her boyfriend and her boyfriend's cousin and her boyfriend's friend drove me to a point where I wanted to shoot myself in the damn head. So I ended up walking around Myrtle Beach by my damn self. So here I am, a girl with a bikini top on and some cut off shorts, walking around Myrtle Beach alone. Somebody could have snatched my ass up somewhere. Anyway, I'm walking around all alone, hopping on the back of anybody's bike. No helmet, no leather jacket, no nothing. Just on the back of that motherfucker. Just picking any random person, just hopping on the back. What was I thinking? So I met a guy named Rob. Me and Rob went out to dinner. We had a nice time. I used to have this thing for Jay-Z, and Rob looked just like Jay-Z. Plus, I loved his bike. He had a nice bike. And I was like, Rob this. No, I didn't sleep with him. I wasn't that stupid. But I did meet him, and I hopped on his bike, and he's a random stranger. That was very dangerous. Rob lived in North Carolina. I lived in Atlanta. And he would come down to Atlanta a lot because he had a lot of friends. I'd never forget this motherfucking story. Okay, this story rings in my mind over and over again. But I have to tell this shit because you're gonna be like, Soncerae, you fucking idiot. Rob was coming to Atlanta all the time, and he introduced me to this friend of his. His friend's name was DeLon. And I hated DeLon. He was like, I just hated his ass. He always had something smart to say, something stupid to say. He was always ruining plans between me and Rob. He was like this fucking parasite that I just could not stand. He was like egotistical and loud and like flamboyant, and he was real attractive, very attractive, but he was just so annoying. You know how like Cameron is, just loud and stupid, and just I just couldn't take it. And every time Rob came around and brung DeLon, I was like, if you don't get that nigga on my face. And me and DeLon will always be arguing all of the time. I mean, arguing like crazy. So then me and Rob decided to no longer date anymore, and we just really decided that we didn't really want to date each other. He lived too far. He had this other girl that he was considering dating, and Rob used to always tell me about DeLon's twin brother, Lex. Rob used to always talk about DeLon and Lex, DeLon and Lex, DeLon and Lex. And for years, Rob always talked about DeLon and Lex, DeLon and Lex. And so one day, Rob introduces me to Lex, right? And they twins. I see Lex, he all nice and smooth and calm. He just the complete opposite of DeLon. Just the complete opposite. And I'm like, yo, this guy's really calm for his brother to be like an asshole. Like, when you look at twins, you're thinking, they gonna have some similarities. But these two motherfuckers was the complete opposite. Like looking at Steve Urkel and Stefan Urkel. It was like two very different types of people. And I was like, yo, this thing is really different. So anyway, Rob leaves, and about 3 months later, I see Lex out somewhere. And Lex asked me for my phone number. So me and Lex start talking and start dating. And it was interesting. Rob didn't give a fuck. Rob knew. I told Rob about Lex. He didn't care. And so me and Lex start hanging out and going out, and we did that for like 2 months, 3 months. And I remember this because it was right around the time New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve I had to work because I was waiting tables at Harrison's. Harrison's used to be that 30 and up club that Frank Ski used to DJ at. Anybody that's been living in Atlanta for a long time knows that. And so this specific night, I had to wait tables. I was mad I had to work on New Year's Eve, but you know what? Working on New Year's Eve gets you a lot of money. So I was like, let me just go ahead and wait tables. I need the bread. So I'm at work about to start. It's only 9 o'clock and it's about to get popping because you know 10, when 10 come, the clubs start popping. Everybody know that, okay? So I'm getting prepared. My phone rings. I answer the phone. It's some chick. And the chick's like, you been fucking with my man? Like, first of all, I don't do shit like that. Who the fuck is your man? She was like, DeLon. I was like, ew, bitch, I would never fuck with him. Like, what are you saying? I said, who is this? So she tells me her name, and of course, me and her have met because me and Rob and DeLon and her went out to Papado's one day. We went out and had dinner together at Papado's. She's like, you all fucking with my man. I seen your texts in my phone, and I seen boop, 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 boop. And I'm like, bitch, I don't know what you talking about, but I do fuck with his twin brother, Lex. She was like, no! You know what this bitch says to me? You know what this bitch says to me? Lex is his second personality. He has 2 personalities and he hasn't been taking his medicine. I said, what? I was like, what? Are you serious? She said yes. She said he has 2 split personalities. She said, I have been dealing with this shit for quite some time now, and when he doesn't take his medicine, he turns into Lex, who is his other personality. So technically, yes, you have been fucking with my man. I felt like by far the dumbest bitch on the planet, and still to this day when I think about that fucking story, I be like, why did my ass fall for that? It's easy to fall for some shit like that because I'm telling you, DeLon and Lex were 2 complete different people. Like, and I gotta say their names. I gotta say these 2 bitch niggas names. Like, if you know these 2 motherfuckers, nothing about DeLon reminded me of Lex, and Lex did not remind me of DeLon in no kind of way. Like, I'm telling you, like, and I hadn't got close enough to DeLon to know like his mannerisms or know anything about him because I would always be screaming on him every time I saw him. So when he was being Lex, I couldn't put 2 and 2 together and think that this was the same person. But I'm telling you, that is a classic move. If you know DeLon and Rob or Lex, please understand that they played me so hard, like a fucking fiddle. And when I told Rob laughed. Like, Rob thought it was hilarious. Niggas do shit like that. I think Rob had something to do with it. I think he contributed to the situation. He wanted his homeboy to get some pussy. So, you know. And it's interesting because I ended up sleeping with Lex. We went out a couple of times and then I ended up sleeping with him after that 3rd month, actually. And who knew the 90-day rule wouldn't actually work? You never know, somebody knows what I'm talking about. Yo, this shit is classic what they did to me.